Science says only 8% of people achieve their goals. What makes some people successful and others stay stagnant? How do we identify the qualities and skills necessary to elevate our lives? Well, that's what I want to talk about. That's what my energy is all about. My goal is to help inspire people to be their best selves. These conversations will help people identify their best qualities, bring them out, and understand how to develop plans to achieve their goals. I'm Kayla B, and welcome to the Big Boss Energy Podcast. We back with another episode. This one is going to be a tech drop. It's Big Boss Energy. We got a big boss in the building, y'all. It's going to be a tech drop today. We about to drop the tech gems. What's up, Justice?
What's up, Kayla?
Hey. Introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Justice Devon. I am a tech entrepreneur, and I'm so excited to be here today. So thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, so Justice specializes in contracts, and I really want to give this drop to y'all because I feel like we really focus on tech sales and we focus on getting to major companies and this and that, but there's a whole nother realm to tech that a lot of people are really sleep on.
Yeah.
And I really want you to drop these gems and put them on to this contract wave.
Yeah, we're gonna drop it. We're gonna drop it like it's hot.
Y'all see the drip? Hold on, wait. Because the contract drip is going nuts. You see the Burberry, Tom Ford going crazy.
Valentino.
Okay, Cleat.
Let me start. Don't tell my financial.
Chanel. Hold on. It's going crazy, all right? And my girl be making a big bankroll every month, right? What's the most?
200 Eric Kayla.
What's the most you feel like you made in a
month?
Oh,
I just found out.
Best month you ever had?
Best month I had was like $40K a month.
Yeah.
40K.
So 40K months.
And the least probably like 10. 10,000.
So 10 to 40K. What do you feel like makes it fluctuate?
Hours.
Okay.
Contracts and hourly rates. Long term of the contracts, that would do it. And also it depends too on budget cuts.
Right.
So that depends.
So explain what a contract is, because everybody don't know. Everybody is definitely hopping in the tech wave right now online. Right. But when we say a contract, that could be, all kinds of stuff. So break down what a contract is. How do you really explain what a tech contract is? Okay,
so basically with a tech contract, you're not a W-2 employee where you can or you cannot be. So you have a choice between either W-2 or 1099. The difference is you do not get certain benefits and company benefits when it comes to being a contractor. You're basically on your own. You're your own boss. You can kind of set your own hours. You can set your own rates, really. And also the cool thing about it is you can take off whenever you want without anybody questioning you. And you can pretty much set your own requirements. Right. So that's the cool thing about it.
So you said you are your own boss. We on Big Boss Energy. What's that?
Boss zone.
What's that?
I'm screaming. Girl, don't have me said I'm screaming on this camera.
No, literally though, I love it because I know that you're a boss, but I want people to really understand what it's like to really operate. A lot of people are out here. So one, what I think we should talk about is the fact that when when you are a full-time employee,
right,
you have a contractual obligation as well to be a full-time employee. Yeah. You're not allowed to seek employment from other people or anything. But when you take a contract, you kind of, like you said, are your own boss. I'm an independent contractor. And instead of me working with, let's say, Apple, Microsoft, Google as a full-time employee, I'm now contracting my service to you at my rate.
Yep.
So that you can essentially get my services for a specific project within that company, correct?
Exactly, yeah.
Right, so break down how you even got into contracts. Were you ever a full-time employee and then transition? Talk about a little bit about the transition from going full-time to contract and what made you even curious about getting into contracts.
Girl, let me tell you. So it all started, I had an FTE job, right?
Okay,
and
what's an FTE job?
Full-time employee. Employment, basically. I was on salary, so I get the same amount of, pay every month. I got PTOs, great benefits. I working with the government, so I was literally secure.
You were doing government contracts?
I was doing full-time government employee. But what happened was we had layoffs going on, and I was with the company for 3-4 years, and they did a layoff, and I never have a rent up or anything. And so I just get called one day from HR, and they're like, yeah, we got to let you go. And I'm like, what? I was like, you let me go? Oh, okay. So, yeah, they let me go. So I'm thinking, what would be my next move? I don't want to do another full-time gig. I'm kind of scared. So my mom was like, you should be your own boss. You should be your own boss, get into contracting, make your own rules, set your own rates, and I'm going to help you do it. And I was like, how you going to help me? We're not in the same field. Like,
Your mom's done contracting?
My mom is an entrepreneur guru. Like, she is a boss. Like, when I tell you I'm a boss, she's a boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom was like, look, you need to become your own boss, become an entrepreneur. You know what to do. You have the skill set for it. You just got to believe in yourself. Okay. And I was like, okay, cool, I can do that. So basically from there, we started with scouting out, trying to get companies who would accept me. Well, first, I started out setting up my own business. I started my own LLC.
Okay.
And then from there, I did the whole EIN thing, setting up the accounts, setting up the business accounts, make sure I have everything registered to become my own boss, did research on 1099s and W-2s and what the difference and stuff like that.
Okay. So when you say that you basically stepped out to be your own boss, you had to set up your LLC, explain the importance of that foundation. Like before you decide to go get contracts or decide to step out, is it important to really have a foundation where you do have that LLC to even contract?
Yeah, so you can either be an S Corp or a LLC. Now, I don't get too much into S Corp because it's not my area, but I decided to have a LLC, and I set up the account with the Georgia Secretary of State, and then I got my EIN, then I opened up a bank account, and then from there I set up a DUNS number too, so I could just do business credit and all that. And after that, I found agents who would help me. So like ZipRecruiter, Dice, people who are overseas in the UK, LinkedIn helped out a lot. And then from there, I worked with companies like pretty much, can I name drop or no?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, yeah. So I work with companies like Insight Global, who else? Tech Systems, they help me out a lot.
They stay in my LinkedIn.
I love them. They be putting me on the contracts. They got the money.
Tech
System got the money. I love Tech System. And then also Signature Consulting, they're big in North Carolina for banking. So I work now in fintech space, which is finance tech, and they get all my financial contracts with me.
Okay. So you mentioned that you started to seek out essentially, what are those, contracting agencies or agents? What is it?
They do contracting and full time. So if you want to be an FTE or you want to do contracting, they help out with both.
So they're just tech placements.
They're recruiting agencies.
Okay, so recruiting agencies. So you first built the LLC.
Yep.
Then you go and you start to network with all these different, basically, tech recruiting agencies.
Exactly.
So from there, where does it go?
So once I connect with them, and I normally keep about at least 6 to 8 agents with me at all times. So I have one agent working on one thing, another agent working on another thing, but they're all trying to get me contracts. Right. And so I'm like, okay, cool. One agent will call hey, I got a position for you. It's probably 6 to 12 months. The rate is between this much or whatever. And also here are the skill sets that they need. And just send over your resume, we can go from there. Based off my resume, they would say yes or no. They want to interview with me. I do the interview. More than likely, I get the position, I get the roles, and I get the offers. Once I get the offers, I probably get on a job a month later, and then the rest is history, and I do the work.
Okay. So how long are the jobs? Because it's a contract, so it's not a full-time, forever type of thing. So how long do you typically work at a specific company before having to research or put yourself back out there again and again?
6 to 12 months. Okay. 12 months max.
Do you have a preference on what you feel is a sweet spot? If you got a contract, it's just no.
I would take something that's 3 months.
Oh, you don't even care?
I don't care. Yeah. I would take it 2 months, 3 months. But I've learned to adapt to culture easily. So with company cultures, I'm really good at adapting. So if I can just come in, do what I need to do, understand the problem, solve the problem, figure it out, go about my business, and move on to the next project, I'm cool with that.
Right.
So in the short term, kind of pay more. So that way, I'm like, okay, cool, I could do that, and then I move on to my next gig.
So what's the major difference that you've seen in pay between the full-time employment and the contract employment?
Oh, it's a huge difference.
Because people ain't making $40,000 a month doing just
no salary.
Straight up, I'm not making $40,000 a month just off working at a major tech company. I'm closing $1 million deals. I'm doing all this stuff. So how did you even get to a point where you can generate $40,000? Take us through, how do you build and scale now that I got my first contract. I understand that I can set my own rates. I understand that I can go out to different recruiting agencies and put myself out there. All right, now what's the next step? How do you actually scale yourself to that extent?
So what I normally like to do is I talk to the agents and figure out what is the company range. And I don't know if some people know this, but normally what you're getting paid at that time is normally double of what they're trying to offer you. So say, for example, you got a contract that's probably like about $65 to $70 an hour.
Okay.
You really probably can get like up to 100 and something an hour. But the thing is, the agency don't want that cut. They gonna want that cut. So you really good at talking and really good at like persuasion, you can get a higher rate than what you expect.
Right.
And so I talk the higher numbers, and I'm like, well, look, based off my skill set and my knowledge, and based off the experience and what you've seen before I've done in my past, I feel like I deserve this much based off what you're asking me. So requirements wise, if you're asking for this much or you have a lot of meetings, okay, that's an extra $10, $15 for me. Because not only that, I have to do extra work after hours, maybe, to catch up and get things done and meet deliverables. So I look at stuff like that. I look at meetings, culture, timing, how many people on the team, who's going to help me, who's not going to help me. Do I need to hire additional staff and stuff like that? And if I have to hire additional staff and do a net 30, I need more money.
So how did you know your initial rate to set? Like if I'm new to contracting, I'm leaving full-time. You get what I'm saying? So I'm leaving full-time. I'm interested in just hopping into contracting now. How would I even know like what I should charge on an hourly basis? Because I've been for years, 8 years now, I've been working as a full-time employee. So how would I even match my skill set with a price, like a number?
Okay, so what I did was, because my first job, I came out making like $82K. On my first job.
Like a full-time employee.
Full-time, 82, I was not playing. I was so serious.
We completely skipped over what you even do. So let's just hop into that, because what do you do in tech specifically with these contracts?
All right.
Before we even dive into how much you get paid,
right,
let's talk about your skill set first. Because
okay.
I really feel like we gotta like build into, okay, this skill set equates to this price. So what is it that you studied or mastered that gives you the skill set to go work on these projects?
All right, yeah. So I have a degree in software engineering.
Okay.
I was a programmer. I was programming in Python and Java. Did not like it. Hated it. Couldn't stand it. I was like, I'm too cute to be programming. This stuff is boring. It hurt my hands. I'm like, I was like, it's not for me. So I took an elective UX UI design course. And after I graduated college, I took another cohort at General Assembly. Shout out to GA. And I learned UX there. Once I learned UX there, I landed a job with the government, and I pretty much practiced all like my whole skill set. But I can say I didn't have any internships in college. I literally worked on Fiverr and got clientele that way from being a freelancer.
Oh, wow. To build your skill set.
To build my skill set.
Fluid, I guess, at being a UX designer.
Yep. So I built my portfolio that way by taking on side projects and becoming a freelancer. And from there, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm pretty good at this. And so that kind of helped me navigate how much I want to get paid by doing market research, and also factoring in my lifestyle. Because like I grew up having a nice life from my parents. So I'm like, I want to maintain my lifestyle, but I want it higher. So I'm like, okay, cool. I want to start out making probably like about $85K. I want to get close to $100K within the next 2 years of me being in this career. So my goal was to hit $100K. And so every time I get like a new contract, I will up it probably like about every $10 to $25.
Okay. So have you ever taken on multiple contracts at like one time? Is it like you can like, how are you allowed to even do that? Like what is the rules?
That's the trick. That's how I got to the $40K a month.
Okay, because we don't know. We don't really know. Like I don't know. I work full time, so this is all new information for me and my followers, because all we talk about is like tech sales, get into tech, and most people, even coding, they're like very set on like learning a language, wanting to code. Yeah. But it's like I don't think people are thinking like, once I have this specific skill set, I can position myself here in the market to just feed that skill set to a specific project at a company. Right. So just help us understand. You get what I'm saying? Like for people who don't know, how do you position yourself like that?
So how I did it was, I took a lot of courses. I took a lot of cert, like online, trying to figure out what's the hottest trends and what's going to come out in the next 5 years and be popping. So basically with that, I took the courses and I looked for companies who were looking for that type of skill set, because you got to think about it. It's high demand at this point. So they were willing to pay whatever. If you know how to do it, they want to pay. They don't care. Yeah, for UX.
So, and UX, for everybody who doesn't know, is user experience, right? Yes. I'm like, let me just be tech.
You good?
It's a lot of areas of tech, but UX, and then I know there's user design, like user. Like
girl, UI, you got UI, which is user interactive design. No.
What is it?
It's so many different things. So user interaction design, user interface design. You got product designers. You got interaction designers. It's so many. But it really just depends on what you can do. See, I can do all of them. So I'm a full stack designer in my eyes because I know how to code and design.
Okay.
So
and they're different.
They're different, yeah. Coding and design.
User design and coding, what's the major difference between that?
So with user and so UI and UX, you are pretty much doing the look and the feel of the product. You're understanding the research. You're gathering the requirements from the stakeholders and the clients. Okay. You're doing the hard labor before you look at any type of screens. And then with the UI side, you're designing the screens and you're getting them ready for the developers, which is the coders, the programmers. Okay. Once you finish designing the screens, you send it off to development. They actually make the screens live and function.
So they build it.
They build the software.
So you get the requirements.
I do it all. I get the requirements. So that's the thing. I do both of them. I do UI and UX.
Okay.
I get the requirements. I also design and I also send it off to development. But if I need to become a developer, I can do that too.
Okay.
Only in Angular though. I can only code in Angular because that's what I learned back at the CDC.
Yeah. Are there very popular languages in that space that you would give advice like, okay, if you're really interested in this, invest your time and your investment into these languages because this is really what's trending right now?
Yeah. So the languages that are trending right now is Angular, JavaScript, Ruby, and what is the other language? I can't think of it. Those are the main three. I'm going to stick with those for now. But they have more that they're dealing with. And people are also using Flutter. So with Flutter now, you don't have to code. It's literally
It's like a no-code.
It's a no-code platform that will design a mobile app and a website for you.
And so you were saying you design the template and then you know how to actually code it. But what is it for? Like a mobile app? Is it for like
I do mobile app
desktop,
and web.
You know, like application? Like, what is it for?
We call it responsive design. So responsive design is where you could do mobile, desktop, tablets, and also little Apple Watches too. So that's a cool thing about it. Yeah. So I design for all those.
You work with Apple a lot.
I don't work with Apple a lot, but I know how to design for them if I need to. If I need to, I got you, Apple. But yeah. No. I mainly specialize in mobile app and websites, like portals only. Okay. That's what I specialize in.
Awesome. So I know we've been talking about contracts a lot, but you said you freelance. So at first you was on Fiverr. So Fiverr, for everybody who doesn't know, is literally a safe haven for anybody looking for any type of freelance work. I use Fiverr all the time on my thumbnails, to my graphics, to anything I just do not literally want to do. Right. I go outsource it to Fiverr. And I didn't even know I could go on Fiverr at this point and get design or UX or UI because I've never searched for it. Obviously, I've never built an application, but talk about like that experience as a freelancer and how you positioned yourself to put yourself out there with that skill set and what it was like just working with individual clients on that type of basis.
Okay, so I can say with me being so young in the industry and not understanding how company culture worked, it was difficult for me. It was kind of hard because I wasn't good at my people skills and having social skills. Okay. Like I'm an extrovert, but when it comes to business, I get irritated easily. So if somebody keep bothering me about revisions, I'm like, look, you're only getting 2 and that's it. I don't care what you're talking about. I'm not about to keep doing all these extra revisions. So I get irritated really easy. But with that, I just had to learn how to adjust to people, understand different behaviors, and how to work in a space where the client is the main priority and make sure their product is done correctly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is so dope. So did you have a traditional education? Because you said you definitely learned, you said you just mentioned you went to what was it?
General Assembly.
General Assembly. What's General Assembly?
General Assembly is a cohort program. So if you are basically a person who want to learn a skill really quick, like less than a year, I advise you to go there or either Google the Google courses as well. I learned UI UX in 3 months.
90 days.
I learned it in 3 months, and I paid $10,000 for. Well, I didn't pay. My parents did. They paid $10,000 for me to go to this summer program part time, and I learned UX in 3 months fully. And everything from what I learned there has been sticking with me for like ever till now.
And do you feel like when you leave the program, you could 100% go get a job?
Oh, they have recruiters come for you. Like they would have recruiters come to the campus and try to recruit you.
Okay, so it's a school.
Yeah, it's a school. Okay, 100% schools in Ponce City Market.
Okay, awesome. So it's just a specific skill set type school here in Atlanta where you can go get this education and knowledge rapidly for, you know, a decent price. You're not running yourself into debt or nothing like that. It's
You
like,
didn't gotta
okay,
go to
I know
college.
I want to do this. I can go pay.
Yep.
And in a few months, I'm going to get placed into a good job.
Exactly, yeah. Like, people who left General Assembly probably started making like about 65 to 70K.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
But it was a plus for me because I had a degree already. So it was like,
Right.
since I had a degree in General Assembly, they was like, okay, we can give you more.
So where'd you get your degree in?
Kennesaw State. I went to Southern Poly initially, but Kennesaw took over Southern Poly. So yeah, I'm an owl now.
Okay. And what and what did you study?
Software engineering.
Okay, so you studied software engineering, then you topped it off with basically a specific skill set. Would you recommend that to people? Like when you get a general degree, then try to like focus in on a specific area within software engineering.
Yeah, definitely get all the certifications you need that align to the work you're trying to do. Certifications help boost your rate and also how much you will make. So definitely get a cert. And at this point, most people don't even care about degrees no more. It's all about how many certs you have. Like, they don't even care about degrees.
Yeah.
So definitely get certified and everything.
Right. And that's one of the major questions everybody's in my DMs asking me. Should I go to college? Should I get a degree?
Girl, no.
Yeah. And I would have to agree. Like, I think we're in a different day and age right now. Like, where I graduated from college. It's been like,
girl, I be forgetting too.
Yeah. I'm like, I graduated in 2016 and it's 2023. So we're talking about what? 7 years, I think. Dang. I can't do math on camera right now.
I'm horrible.
Like, let's just say 6 to 7 years.
Horrible.
I graduated and I went to college 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. I went to school in 2013. So it's been 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Since I started college. And back then you needed a degree
to
come out.
Yeah.
Today, you have boot camps, you got certificates, and you have the top companies. I think that's what's really cool. You have Google, Amazon, Microsoft. They're all putting out certificates where you can get certified specifically with the company you want to work at and position yourself. So talk about working at maybe major tech companies. I don't know if you've worked at, major tech companies, but what is it like to get placed at those companies when you have a certificate or a specific skill set? Is it easier because you like went to Google and got a certificate from Google and now it's like, okay, I can go to Google and just use my cert here.
Right.
Help them understand a little bit, or help everyone understand a little bit about what it's like to have a certificate in a specific skill and how you position yourself on the market. Like, if, for example, if I wanted to work at Google, should I go get a certificate in the skill set of cloud, or should I go get a Google Cloud certificate? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. So with the certs, I feel like that doesn't really matter. I think they care about your resume and what you're capable of doing. I think they care more about your interviewing process than what the certs say.
Okay.
So for example, with the Google Cloud, like, it's a plus to have it, but some companies are like, okay, yeah, but we need to know how are you like with interviewing, like what did you do in your past, or like stuff like that. So with some companies, they're like, okay, yeah, you have a cert, but we care. It's gonna boost your rate, but honestly, we don't really care. Yeah, it's weird. Like, I think it depends on your role. Like in UI UX, it's not that major. But say for example in like data analytics or product management, that's serious. They care. Yeah. Okay, awesome. So different roles. You made $40,000 your best month. Best month. That's lit. Yeah, very lit. So talk about how you actually like maybe invest the money that you're making now, or like what your kind of like 5-year goal is with everything that you got going on. My 5-year goal is I kind of want to tap into real estate. So I've been buying land, like a lot of land. Really? Yeah, I'm trying to. In the country towns, not Atlanta. You're a country girl, though. I am. I love my country city. I do. But yeah. I'm from South Georgia. Let them know where you're from. I'm from Albany, Georgia. Okay. 229, stand up. 229, stand up. But yeah, I'm a country girl. Came to Atlanta, had a dream, got a degree, stayed here, never left. And, doing really good. But yeah, I've been buying land and I kind of want to start a family. So I'm trying to save up for that, save up for a house, save up for, a newer car. Because I've been driving the same car since college. So. But that's good because you've been stacking your money. Yeah, and I don't drive like that. So I'm a passenger princess. Passenger princess, and I work from home. So I don't really drive like that. But yeah, I've been saving, trying to figure out what smart moves to do with my money. Also talking to Emmanuel. Can't wait for you guys to see that episode. But yeah, he been helping out a lot, trying to help me figure out what to do with the money. Because when you make so much money, you're like, I don't know what to do with this. Right. What do I do? What are my next steps? And me being a contractor, I don't get 401k. So wow, you don't? No, I have to do like Roths and stuff. So you don't get no like benefits traditionally that I would get? No.
Yeah.
I don't even get
You have
PTO.
to set up a financial plan. So that's really important. We got to talk about that because the foundation is setting up the LLC. Then you get the skill set.
Yep.
Then you network with the technical agencies and technical recruiters to now get placed. So now you start this massive income because you can now contract at multiple places, and you can, instead of just saying, okay, I'm full time and I make $100,000 this year, it's like, okay, I could go get 3 contracts and make $300K this year.
Yep.
So now what do I do with this excess money? So talk about the point where you understood that you needed to get some type of financial guidance, and how did that plan effectively help you to manage your money better?
Well, so with that, my mom was like, okay, you're starting to make money. I never told my mama how much money I actually made. She just knew I was making a lot.
She gonna
find out today.
Okay.
But she never knew I was making like a lot. She just knew I made a lot. Yeah. So she was like, you need some help. You need to have somebody to help you manage your money because you'll blow it real fast, and I'm a shopper. So I'm like, okay, I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with all this money because I ain't never had this much money before. So I'm just like, all right, cool. So I talked to E, and he kind of helped me figure it out. And then also I got an accountant, so she also helped me figure out what to do with my money. She tracks me to make sure I don't go crazy. So
So you put yourself on a budget, essentially.
Definitely put myself on a budget. Got to.
Financial. So you pay yourself, essentially. Like,
I do have to.
Yeah, you have to pay yourself. It's like, okay, I know I make this amount, so let me go ahead and pay myself, and then the rest I gotta actually invest it. Like if they was gonna take it out of my 2-week check.
Exactly. Yeah. Shout out to QuickBooks.
Do you feel like it's harder to have that type of discipline when it's not necessarily set up? Like me, I don't get the option. It's just coming out. Like I go set up the 401k, set up the employee stock purchase, set up whatever investments that I need, you know, with the company. But it's kind of clutch because I don't really have to worry about it every 2 weeks. Now, I ain't going to say it's clutch getting the check back and it's cut up.
See?
You know, Uncle Sam, my company, the stocks, the 401, by the time I get my check back, I'm like, what do I have to myself? So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the discipline like when you step into this type of space? Like, do you need to be very disciplined when it comes to your financial and hire a team like you did to really?
You do, because see, here's the thing. When I was making so much money like that, I was getting paid weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly.
Oh,
yeah. So I did. I got net 30, and then I got the bi-weekly, then I got weekly. So I had money coming in every week.
Right.
Yeah, and then with the net 30s, I just saved up the lump sum, like the big, large monies, and I just put them away.
Okay.
And then with the weekly, I use that as spending.
Awesome.
And paying bills.
Well, the drip been going crazy.
Girl.
New Chanel every.
Hey.
Yeah. You bet.
They don't need no all that. No, I'm just playing. Big nay.
Right. Big C's, big double C's, all that. And we love to see it, We love that black girl luxury.
Thank you.
Where do you think that stemmed from? Just being able to like really step into that. Like, I love fashion.
My daddy loves fashion. I got into fashion because my dad. My dad is a fashion person, child.
So he groomed you into like.
He's the reason why I'm so spoiled. Like, him grooming me, buying me stuff, giving me anything I want. It's like I wanted to maintain that lifestyle. I wanted to continue to buy nice things for myself. So it's like I need to figure out what career I want to do and what it's going to, be around for a long time so I can have the lifestyle I want. Right. And that's how I became a software engineer at first, and then got into UX.
Awesome. Well, you dropped so many gems today. I'm really happy about it. And I love to end my episodes like this. So,
oh, snap.
What would you give as some really great advice if you were 16, or maybe not even 16, because everybody knows 16. So let's just say you are leaving college. Okay. Right? Because that's a little bit more older. You're a little more mature at that point, and you have a very good understanding of, or we think we do, have a good understanding of what we want to do at that point. What advice would you give to kids who are leaving college right now? They have a degree. They're looking to expand, looking to land a job. What advice would you give to those people taking that next step?
I say never give up and don't settle, and value your worth. Because when I graduated college, I had people telling me that I would never be able to make over more than $70K because I just graduated. Like, I literally had somebody tell me that. Oh, wow. Yeah, and I was like, that's weird. You don't even know me to even say that. So I was like, okay, I'm going to show you. And after that, I was like, I want to make a certain amount of money. So never give up, and don't take no as like it would never happen. Take no as a next opportunity, and it's not the time now, but maybe later in the future.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us today on the Big Boss Energy Podcast. We love the energy. We love the gems. This is definitely different. You know, we on that tech wave heavy right now, but we definitely wanted to tap in, and I wanted to give you guys a different view and perspective in tech, because a lot of people are getting online, but nobody's been talking about the contract wave.
No.
And from what I know, you're not my only person that I know in my circle of just tech people that is really, really just expanding their business through this contract. Like I know people making $50,000 a month doing this, picking up multiple contracts. So I really, really wanted to just drop these gems for my audience, because I do have such a huge following really looking to proactively get into tech.
Right.
So I really appreciate you for coming through and dropping these gems with us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.